A good day of Shabbos this week is Shabbos Parshas Vayishlach. Yaakov is distressed, worried, because Esav is galloping towards him with 400 soldiers. So he cries out to Hashem and prays, and part of his prayer, he says to Hashem, Kotointi mikol hachasodim o mikol ha'emes asher asisas avdecha. I'm unworthy of all the kindness that you have steadfastly shown your servant. With my staff alone, with my stick alone, I crossed this Jordan. Now the question is, why is it important for the Torah to tell us that Yaakov, why does Yaakov have to say it as part of his tefillah, that I crossed the river with this staff, with this stick? Usually when people walk a long way, they have a stick. But is it so important to actually state it? So Rashi says the stick is actually significant. And he gives two explanations. The first explanation is, we know from the Medrash that all his money was taken by Esav's son, and he had nothing. He had no money, nothing, only a stick. The second pshat is, he placed his staff in the Jordan River, and the Jordan River split, and he crossed over. So if you think about it, these two explanations that Rashi gives, why the Torah mentions, or why Yaakov expresses the fact that he crossed with just a stick. On one hand, the stick represents absolute poverty. He had nothing but a stick, a low time in his life, the lowest time. On the other hand, the second shot, the stick represents incredible miracle, a salvation. So it seems to be two contradictory explanations for why Yaakov mentions the stick. Only with the stick I crossed the river. So the Sfas Emes explains it's not a contradiction. On the contrary, it's compatible and it's complementary. Why? Because when Yaakov had nothing, he had no money, he had no silver, everything was taken. He only had his stick. He had absolute emunah and trust in Hashem. And from that place of humility and trust and emunah, he experienced the great miracle. And he was zoicha to a tremendous miracle. Nosan makli b'yarden v'nifka hayarden. He placed his stick into the Yarden, into the river, and it split. And this, the Sfas Emes, quoting the Chayz of Lublin, is the pshat kotointi mikol achsodim. The kotointi itself, when I was small and humble and had nothing, that itself was the source of kol achsodim, of all the great kindness. So Be'ezras Hashem, we should all be zoicha to kol achsodim, all the great kindness of Hashem, and tremendous geula, the geula amitis with Mashiach Tzidkenu.